if you have to solve a mystery in real life, who would be the leader of you two in the investigation?
I think Uzo.
Sir, I defer to you. I defer to you on that one.
Did anything unusual happen? Other than my boss dying? Other than that, yes.
I have seen the show by parts. They show us a part in New York first, and then I have seen at home the other two. I remember growing in the 90s. I watched this movie with Wesley Snipes when he solved a murder in the White House. And I always have this idea of how this can happen in the most secure and, with more secrets in the world. And I wonder how that works in your mind when you're reading a script and you say in the White House. Like, how are we going to solve something in the White House?
Yeah, I think that's kind of the magic of our show. And it's the fact that the impossible did happen in a place where you would never think something like that could happen. There's so much.
Because for me, that's also a character. That secrecy, that mentality that you're in the White House. Oh, let me see this. For me, that's a whole character that is always around us.
Yeah, our showrunner, Paul William Davies, he did a really great job of thinking of the White House almost like a game board, like a clue board. You remember the game of Clue? That there are all these different houses and spaces and rooms where things could happen, and then all these different characters who exist there that could make something like that happen. So I think that's kind of what makes the show thrilling. Also, I think the fact that people can get a sneak peek into a world that we've always been curious about. You know what I mean? I think people are curious about places they don't get to see, whether that's behind a monastery wall or a place like the People's House.
What do you think, Randall? How do you create this leadership also? Because you have this character, they're super strong and she's very particular, but you also have to show leadership as a character.
Yeah, I think the thing for Edwin is he's just persistent. He has been assigned to assist the great Cordelia Cupp, and he feels like this is an opportunity to not only learn from the greatest detective alive, but also to provide help. And I think that the thing with Edwin is he believes he has something to offer. So that belief coupled with just the chance to work with the greatest detective, keeps him there, even though she clearly doesn't want him there at the beginning.
One of the things also is how travel time. We see first actual time, then we travel to the past, then we're traveling. The whole first at least 3-4 episodes is traveling back and forth.
Yes.
How do you read that in script and you have to create a character thinking that me as an audience, I'm gonna be watching this in like 3 different times. and there's a character, it's like this thing they use Hitchcock for the MacGuffin that we have Esposito as the MacGuffin of the show. And as an actor, how do you work through like you have to travel in time? You know that you have to travel in time, and me as an audience will be watching this.
Yeah, I think it was really helpful to have that, honestly. It helps to fill in the story and round out the characters for us, or for me anyway. I know that to be so. Being able to get to see life both in the house on that fateful night, but also getting to see stories of our lives outside of the house, our lives before we even got into our jobs. And I think that's true for the other characters as well. It helps to shape the dynamic of the house so you can better understand how something like this could even happen.
Yeah, it's a real testament to Paul William Davies, the show creator and showrunner. He really filled out the world and each of these characters' lives so much, and the way in which he reveals more and more about each of the characters as the series progresses is just so meticulously thought out and purposeful.
In real life, after you learn something of your characters and how to do an investigation, if you have to solve a mystery in real life, who would be the leader of you two in the investigation?
I think Uzo.
Sir, I defer to you. I defer to you on that one.
Well, I think
you're
maybe
organized, first of all.
But you're smart. I'm not smart.
No. Yes.
But maybe we'd be a partnership,
Yes,
just like in the show.
exactly.
Well, someone had to make decisions. That's the fun part. It's like living in a household after you get married. Uzo, Randall, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. I love the show.
Oh, thank you.
Ruben.
Great talking to you.